Good morning. It's currently 7 a.m. on a Sunday, and we're just getting ready to head out to do some antique and vintage hunting at our local car boot sale. So I thought I would take you along with me and then show you afterwards what it is I got. Obviously it's 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm about to go and trample through a field, so this is the best you're going to get today. I will not be making any more effort than this. Probably going to run some water through my hair to try and make my curls behave a little bit more, but a pair of sunglasses is all we're getting, so you're just going to have to ride it through with me. But hopefully we do good and we get some nice treasures. So let's go. So I am back from the boot sale. It was quite a big one actually. It's been a while since that field's been as big and as wide as it was today. But yeah, it didn't really take us that long to walk around it really. We had a couple of hours there. We saw every stall. We have a modest, kind of moderate haul, not too excessive. I could have probably have purchased a lot more. There was quite a few things there that I saw that I kind of picked up and debated whether to purchase or not. But I'm at a point now where I do have quite a lot of things in my home and I don't want to start getting overwhelmed with things. I'm being a lot more selective on the things that I do have. So I'm just going to show you what I picked up, because I always love seeing what people pick up from the boot sales and I always get a little bit envious of what everyone else buys. So I just thought it would be nice to kind of show you what I got. So the first thing that I picked up was this little teeny tiny basket, and I paid £1 for this. So I love a basket. I've got baskets scattered around the house, but I really liked this one because originally I thought maybe in my kitchen, but I think now I've got it home it's going to be slightly too big for what I was thinking. I thought maybe to pop this on the side of my sink, put a little bit of a liner in and then put my sponges in, but I do think it's going to be just slightly too big. So if it is, what I think I'm going to do instead is keep it for when we spruce up the downstairs toilet and put it on the side with some soap and some hand cream. That's kind of what I really love about boot sales. Like, I've paid £1 for this, and if that sits in a cupboard for a year, it's not gonna grieve me too much not being on display, and I will always find a use for these things at some point. I will tend to hang on for things if I have an idea for something. I will hang on to it until that idea is relevant. So like if I'm decorating, once I've decorated, if I don't find space for something, I will let it go. I will either donate or sell or give it away. So yeah, I like that. I just thought it was cute. I even like the little handles on it as well, and the colour difference. It's a little bit more unique of a basket. So that was my first thing. Then we went to a different stall not too far down the lane. And I saw this. Now this isn't authentic, this isn't old, it's not like authentically antique. This is a reproduction, but I don't mind. I actually quite like reproductions. I prefer antique or old or vintage if I can get them, but they aren't always available. But I picked this up. It's just a little shelf. You can tell that it's like a reproduction. You can tell it's new because it's very shiny. But I really liked, first of all, I liked the colour of it. I liked the brown. And I really liked the detailing, like the wooden patterns. I just thought that was really, really nice. Now, this is something that's going to go away. This isn't going to go on display for quite a while, because we specifically picked this up with, what was that? Did you guys just see that? Like, have I brought a ghost home with this? I mean, I'm here for it. That was really weird. Like, literally nothing's just fallen on me. Happy Sunday. Happy spooky Sunday. I'm here for a bit of a spook. Anyway, back to it. This is going to go away until we decorate our bedroom. So we have lots of plans for our bedroom. We have a lot of themes that we're going to kind of pull on. We've already collected quite a few things for our bedroom, but our bedroom is going to be one of the bigger projects that we do. So at the moment we're just kind of collecting things that we like the look of, and a lot of dark wood is going to kind of be the theme in there. We're going to have a little bit of like dark red, yeah, maybe some like creams to kind of soften it slightly so it's not too dark. But this was perfect. So as lovely as this is, we are gonna pop this away, and we paid £2 for this, and it does come with the wall plugs and the screws as well. So that's that. Then from the same lady, actually, my daughter picked these up. My daughter's 6 years old, so she picked these up and really wanted to buy them. So it's a set of 6 plastic gold florally sunbursty plates, I'd say. But the reason she picked these up is because we want to make some bird feeders and like bird baths for like the bugs and the birds in the garden. And we do actually have the old legs for our old dining table. They were painted gold, and instead of getting rid of them, I like to reuse stuff. I'm a crafty gal. So I actually hammered them into the flower beds. So they are literally just waiting for some plates or bowls of some sort to go on there. And she spotted these, so we can attach them. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is these are quite reflective, and I don't know whether these might scare the birds off. But we're going to attach them, we're going to give them a go. If the birds and the insects don't come, then I'll just get an outdoor primer. I'll pour the water out, dry them off, and I'll prime them like a matte colour. So we'll see, but the lady literally, I think it was like £2-3. We paid £5 for the shelf and these. So yeah, we got some others in there. So we need 4 for the garden, and then 2 I might just keep in the house because they're quite seasonal, so I could use those at Christmas or I could use those in the summer. So I'll find a use for them, even if they're spares. Then the next thing that I picked up were these. Now these say it's on the back that these were made in Brazil, and I got these 2 butterflies. Now I'm not sure whether these are real or not. They could be. I mean, I'm not really very knowledgeable of taxidermy and things like that. I feel like they're not because they're quite shiny, and I don't know whether butterflies are that pearlescent. I've never really seen one up close, so that's that one. And then this one is broken ever so slightly, but I don't really mind all that much. So these were £2.50 each. What is with all of the orbs today? What is going on? Honestly, the spirits are dancing around me today. Well, you know, spooky gal and all. But anyway, yeah, so I picked these up, £2.50 each. It says on the back, made in Brazil. I will actually paint the frames for these gold. They do need a little bit of a clean. The glass is a little bit dusty, so I'll give them a little bit of a spruce. I'll paint the frames gold, and the reason I do that is because in my hallway I will show online at some point, but just as you come in through my front door, on the immediate wall next to it I have a huge gallery wall, and all my frames are gold. Some of them I've purchased and they're gold, and some of them I have painted, but I really like just the gold look of the frames. And I've got so many different images in there. I've got florals, I've got landscapes, I've got place cards from weddings that we've visited. I've got a few of my own photos in there. I've pulled out book illustrations, put those in. So I'm always on the hunt for things like that, but I really like unique things. And when I saw these, I was like, £2.50 each, so, you know, it's a little bit more on the pricier side, but I don't mind paying it for the uniqueness, because you don't come across this sort of stuff often, and just to put a little bit of paint on the wood, really not a problem for me. So I like those. This is very pretty. Then a different store, I found something else to go on the same wall. I got this. This is very pretty, very nice, very nice. No ghosts for this one. Nothing want to pop around for this, no. This is pretty chill. I don't think this is haunted. But this is a nice thick wooden frame with the gold embellishments, and it's just got blue florals in, which is really sweet. Like I said, there were a lot of frames that I could have purchased, but I am at the point now where I've got a lot of similar, so I am looking for the more unique frames with the nicer details, a little bit more ornate, a little bit more detail, a little bit more unique, just so that everything doesn't blend. I really like the different textures, and to be honest, I do actually quite like this print, so I will leave this frame as it is. I like the florals, but if this had a picture in there that was either like sun bleached or I didn't like it, I would have bought this just for the frame. I would have cut it open at the back, taken the print out, and then I would have just put something else in there, either a book illustration or some fabric or some scrapbook paper. I would have winged it. So yeah, but that was £1. I paid £1 for that. I'm really happy. So yeah, happy with that. And then the next thing was kind of a whim. I just kind of happened to walk past and saw this on a box. And it's this. It's a table runner, and this is clearly a Halloween one. The lady only wanted 50p for this, and I couldn't really see the point in leaving it for that. So as I mentioned in my last video, I am a seasonal decorator. And I don't really have an awful lot of Halloween stuff, not as much as I would like, especially considering I'm a spooky girl and I really do love Halloween. I need to start building my collection a little bit more. So this is a jute one, which will match my rug. I don't know whether I can lift it up, but I have like a jute rug that I'm sitting on with the black details. And I just thought this would be really, really nice to put on my table in October. It says made in India, haunted house burlap table runner, 14x7. I have no idea what it's like, so we'll open it together and we'll have a little look. I don't know where it's from originally. It doesn't say. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool, to be fair. Oh, that's pretty long. Ooh, that's very long. I might need to either double this up or cut it. I could cut it actually, and then I could have two. I could have one in the kitchen. But basically, it has a haunted house, some little spooky spooks and some bats, some trees, a little wicked witch. I like that. And then I think it just repeats. I like the pumpkins. I'm here for the pumpkins. And then it goes again. So I'll find multiple uses for that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that actually. For 50p, I'm not going to complain at that. Especially something that already fits the aesthetic of the room as well. Quite chuffed with that. I didn't expect that to be that big or that detailed, so that's nice. And then I only picked up one other thing, and this was my last purchase, and we only ended up picking this up. I say we, it was wholeheartedly me, it wasn't anybody else. The only reason I ended up picking this up and finding this in the first place is because we'd done all of the long rows, and then we were about to go back to the car, and my daughter was insistent she wanted donuts. It's kind of the deal. She comes with us, she behaves herself, she gets donuts. Okay, you have to do what you have to do. You have to sometimes bribe your kids to do what you want to do. I mean, she did get herself a Tinkerbell doll as well, so she was already half happy, but she was insistent she wanted donuts. So to get the donuts, we had to walk from our car, which was at one end of the field, to the other end of the field. And while we were down there and we'd got the donuts, we'd realised actually there was a few extra rows that were just kind of like quarter rows. So we got the donuts, and the donuts were far too hot. So an extra deal on top of the deal was that while we wait for the donuts to cool, we go and do the last couple rows. She was on board with that. We were all happy, and it was still really early. So we had a little bit of a walk around. They weren't great. A lot of people were only just setting up as well, but I did get myself another basket. Now I'm not sure this basket's gonna live. I have no idea. I have no inspiration. I've brought it home and I still have no idea. But it has a handle. And it's pretty. Like, come on guys. How could I leave that? I like as well. Now hear me out. It is damaged, okay. A lot of that is broken. On the top, but personally I think it adds to it, and I bought it off this really little old lady as well, and she'd come and she already had all of her stuff priced, and I paid £3 for this basket. Now usually I probably wouldn't pay £3 for a basket, because I think baskets you should be paying like £1.2 at the most. But I don't often see them with handles. Tell a lie, I do actually, and this happened to me today. I always see people with baskets with handles walking around, and they've already paid for them. So they've already found them, they've already got there before me, and they're walking off with their lovely baskets, and I just stare at them in envy. So when I did see this one, I was like, I want it. I'm going to take it home. So, and we hadn't actually spent a lot of money either. Like I said, we've got a decent haul, but we haven't spent a lot of money today. So £3, I thought, yeah, for my final spend, we were pretty much on the last row. So I've got that. She did have another one as well, kind of like a foraging basket, like a floral basket. And that was £3 as well. It was a light wood, which I don't really tend to go for. I do prefer my dark woods because I'm a little bit of a gothic girl. But it was really pretty, and I do actually want to forage this year. I really want to go out into the woods, and I want to get my like some branches off the evergreens and the fir trees, collect some conkers, collect some pine cones, and put them out. I want to have like proper, authentic, like naturey bits, I guess. I don't know. The spooky spooks are here today in full swing. Buy a new build and you won't get a ghost. Apparently, when you go buy antiques, you're going to bring the ghosts in. But yeah, so I was going to purchase that. That was £3 as well. The only problem was it was huge. It was like an oval and it was wide, and I just wouldn't have had anywhere to have stored it properly when it wasn't in use. So I am on the hunt for a basket like that, but I want more of a smaller one. So who knows? Maybe I'll find one. But yeah, that's my little haul. Just out of curiosity, if you've watched this, what was your favourite thing that I picked up? Like I said, it's not the best haul that I've ever had. The last time we went to the boot sale, I did actually put a short up, and I'll see if I can link it below. Like I said, I'm still new to all of this, so you have to bear with me. But we got so much stuff. Like, we got my school chair, we got a huge like vintage rocking horse. He was all rusty, and he's in my kitchen window. We got like vintage boxes, vintage books. We got so much stuff, and I put it as a short. I made it as a short and a reel on Instagram, so I'll see if I can link that. But yeah, I'm not going to complain. It's been a lovely morning out. It's really nice to just get up and get out and get your fresh air and get your steps in and welcome some new ghosts into the house. So, you know, I'm always here for that. But yeah, thank you for spending the Sunday with me. I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, let me know if you want to come along on the next one. I don't go every week. There was a time when I used to, but I think it really kind of takes away the novelty. So I try and go once, twice a month, if that. So if you want to come along on the next one, let me know. But thank you, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I hope you have a nice rest and a reset ready for the next week. Bye.